Hello, everybody, and welcome to what I would like to make a short series covering all the different aspects of the Summon Necro, why it's so powerful, and how you should be prioritizing your skills, your build, and all of that. Today, I want to talk about Iron Golem. Now, a lot of people who are new to the game may not know exactly how Iron Golem works or how it's different than other golems, so I really want to get into it. Let's start off with the biggest thing about Iron Golem. Iron Golem is something that you must create out of an item. It has to be a magic it has to be a metal item, so it can't just be a piece of leather armor. It has to actually be a metal piece of gear in the game. Let me go ahead and show you that right now. So we have this Flameberg. I put it onto the ground. I select Iron Golem, and when I select this, now I have an Iron Golem. That's probably really cool, but why do you need to make it out of an item? The best part about Iron Golem is that your Golem literally equips the item that you make it out of. So on top of the stats that our Iron Golem has, which are boosted by our Summon Resist, our Golem Mastery, and then our additional points in Iron Golem, this Iron Golem is also now holding that Flameberg, and that means he's going to get the additional damage of the Flameberg. So that's super cool, right? What if you were to make your Iron Golem out of a very powerful item, like a powerful rune word? Well, it works just the same. Your Iron Golem is also going to equip that incredibly powerful item. But Mac, it's an Iron Golem. It's a summon. When you leave game, all your summons die. Isn't your Iron Golem going to die? That's the best part about the Iron Golem. Let me go ahead and show you right here, right now. They actually stay alive through saving games, making new games, whatever. So let's go ahead and make a new game, same character, and when we spawn into town, you'll see that we have our Iron Golem still. Loading times. Bang, bang. So right there. So we still have the Iron Golem. So that's awesome. What does this mean for you? Well, on a lot of summoner builds and on my recommendation on the Maxroll guide, we actually end up making Iron Golems out of something like an Insight rune word. Now remember, the Iron Golem is going to equip this weapon, and when they have it equipped, they're going to give you the meditation aura just like if your mercenary was using it. So what does that allow you to do? That allows you to use something like an obedience or a higher damage weapon on your mercenary, so that you have better kill speed on bosses with something like 40 Crushing Blow here, and also a faster kill time on that first monster, so that when you cast Corpse Explosion, you're actually getting that ball rolling a lot earlier into engaging any pack of monsters. So let me go ahead and show you that right now. I take my Insight Colossus Fulge, I make a new Iron Golem, say goodbye to your Iron Golem, boop, and now you'll notice that they have, in addition to their own personal Thorns aura, they also have Meditation aura. So if I go out back into the Frigid Highlands where it would be active on us, and I start casting amp damage, you'll notice I'm basically not losing mana at this point, and that's because we're also getting Meditation aura. You can see it right here. So that's one of the biggest benefits of Iron Golem. Now, a lot of people ask questions about, like, what about the other golems? Why wouldn't you use this one or that one, etc., etc.? What I would say is that the only other valuable golem on the Summon-Mancer build is actually clay golems. So that you're getting that effect slow when they successfully attack a monster, and you're also getting that slow when a monster would hit your golem as well. So clay golem is fantastic. I absolutely recommend it. But once you hit a power scale or a wealth scale where you can effectively replace an Insight rune word whenever your golem may die, swapping over to Iron Golem just becomes an infinitely better option because, again, you're able to move so much more damage onto your mercenary. Now, keep in mind, your Iron Golem can die, and if it dies in combat, the item is gone forever. Once you make an Iron Golem out of the item, that's it. The Iron Golem has it, and when they die, it goes away. Now, you may be asking yourself, if I'm going to be making an Iron Golem out of something like an Insight, does it need to be in a really good base? Do I need to get the most damage out of it? Realistically, your Iron Golem doesn't do damage. Now, making it out of a really nice ethereal base is going to up his DPS, but the Iron Golem really isn't there to do damage. It's there to be an additional tank for your mercenary and to give you the aura. And then your mercenary, along with your Corpse Explosion, is what really is determining your clear speed on this build. Now, what I would not recommend at all is using an Iron Golem if you don't have a source of teleport, either on an amulet, circlet, on a staff on swap, or if you're already on Enigma. The reason why is because right now, if you run too far away from your minions on a summoner, and you're not able to teleport to move them along with you, your summons are a lot of the time just bugging out and dying, and this can happen to your Iron Golem as well. So I'd hate to see somebody say, you know what, I finally got it, I'm going to be able to afford to make a bunch of insights, make their first insight, and then run through an area that has too many little corners and walls, and then your Iron Golem gets stuck and it dies that way. So you really want to try to avoid that. Because replacing your Iron Golem is just a little time intensive unless you have basically like a full stash page of ready to go insights, I would really recommend keeping an eye on their health, especially if you are just waiting to get your skeleton army up or your revive army up. Keep that in mind, teleport them out of danger, go back to town and heal them if you need to. I will say that I've lost maybe like 4 or 5 Iron Golems. One of them was due to that very issue I was talking about where they kind of got stuck somewhere and then just despawned for no reason. I wasn't paying enough attention. And then the other times are when I die. So when you die, your Iron Golem is going to die as well, and when you revive, they're not going to come back. So keep that in mind too. But I think the Iron Golem has only ever died in combat once, and it was because I was quite literally watching chat and not paying attention to what I was fighting. Other than going back to town and clicking on a healer NPC, there's no other way to heal your Iron Golem. It's not like a mercenary where you can give it a potion. So the only way to keep them safe is to get your skeleton army up as fast as possible. Keep in mind that after you and your mercenary, your Iron Golem typically is the highest aggro target on something like an act boss. So if your merc dies for whatever reason, you're fighting Diablo or you're fighting Bale and your mercenary happens to die, that's a really good time to make sure that you go back to town and get a new merc, because your Iron Golem is going to get targeted next unless you are also within range. So other than that, I think just understanding that the Iron Golem is an upgrade from Clay Golem. There's no other real golems that you really want to use on this build, and the weapon base itself really doesn't matter. Being able to create something like an Insight Iron Golem or anything better than that, although I wouldn't recommend getting too ridiculous with it. Like, you don't want to make a Beast or an Infinity rune word Iron Golem unless you are just ridiculously rich, in which case, pop off King Queen, like do whatever you need to do to flex. But yeah, if you're not currently using this strategy for Golem prioritization and getting higher DPS on your mercenary, I promise you will see a massive uptick in your clear speed wherever you're farming, as well as your boss kill speed now that you can put Crushing Blow on your merc. All right, I hope that this answered all of your questions. If there's anything else you want to know about either Golem prioritization, how Iron Golem works, or what good items you could make an Iron Golem out of theoretically, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to continue to educate people on this, because I feel like Iron Golem is one of those like super niche things that it's easy to understand at face value, but until you get into the weeds, you realize that there's a lot of depth to this particular skill choice on the Summon Mancer. I hope that this video helps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.